Like all jeeping adventures, Toad likes to start with maintenance first. So we had a small water leak on Toad, and I believe, let me clean up this mess here. We got it handled here. It was leaking there at the T-stat housing, right there. If I move the light there, you can actually see better without the light. And it was just a hair loose. I tightened it up a little bit, and I ran her, got her hot. T-stat's working. She's not leaking anymore, so that's a good sign. We are making air pressure. Yep, she's doing good. Making air pressure. She holds that for about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes, and it starts slowly weeping out. So check the oil, check the fluids, make sure everything's topped off. And I got one last honeydew on Toad. She keeps breaking this bolt off of her skid plate, so I had to go get another one. So I'm gonna put that on right now. And Toad's greased up, not leaking anymore, and should be ready to go. I greased all her. Everything was Zerk fitting. Got a nice quart of grease in it. So Rubicon Trail. Hopefully here we come very soon. I'm gonna, after I get done with that bolt on Toad, I'll pull in Betty and give her a shakedown, check out all her, make sure she got no loose nuts or bolts, and pretty much she's been running real good. I'll check fluids, and we'll be ready. We're gonna aim to get out of here Sunday morning and try to head up north. So wish us luck. We should be on the Rubicon Trail by Monday morning. So I had to dump out our tub of washers to find a lock washer that fit. Plus, I'm going to put some Loctite on this one. I don't know if she's rattling it off or busting off the head. So I'll go show you where it comes from right now. Alright, this is where she goes. Now, the cross member here is threaded. That hole's threaded. But it's long been wore out. So I'm gonna thread it through there, get it on, and then I'll put the nut behind it with the lock washer. It's this one here. This is pretty, not much to this one. Alright, let me see if I can get a, oh, I'm not through enough yet. And this should help with the rattling noise she was hearing. I don't know if that's going to leave enough room for a washer. I'm using all hand tools because my truck was broken into when we were gone the last trip. So all my power tools have been stolen. Everything's all my work tools are gone. They stole everything that had a handle. If they could carry it, they stole it. And they busted my window. Alright, looks like I'm just gonna pull this back out because it barely penetrates the other side. So I'm gonna pull it back out. I'm gonna put some Loctite on it, and I'm gonna cinch it up with the Loctite on there, and I'll throw a lock washer on the bolt instead of the nut like I planned, and see how long that holds with some Loctite and a lock washer on it. Alright, let me get that ready and then I'll pick you back up. Got my bolt covered in blue Loctite. Let's get that on there. It's got a lock washer now. So if she was rattling it loose, that should help. So should the Loctite. If she's breaking it off, well then, she'll just break it off again. Well, I got extra. But you can tell this cross member is taking a beating. Well, them threads still. Oh yeah, now them threads are slipping. Well, that's gonna have to do for now. Hopefully get it through this trip, hold it up there. But the threads are definitely stripped and slipping. I need a longer bolt. This one was just a little bit too short. Alright, well, maybe next time. At least now she's on there. Snug enough for the trip. Not make too much rattling noises. When things start rattling, we get a little freaked out. You see her, all her skids have definitely taken a beating. The OG gas tank skid has seen better days. Her air tank has seen better days. All her skids are pretty well used and abused. Alright, let's pull this one out. Let's get the toad out of the way. Let's pull in Betty and give her a checkup. See how she's looking. Alright, we checked Betty's fluids. Pretty much about a half quart of oil. Topped her off. Maybe not even a half, like a quarter quart. Just to get her perfect. And I topped off her windshield wiper fluid. But everything else, fluid-wise, looks like she's in good shape. I'm going to crawl underneath her now and let's go shake control arms and look at shock mount bolts and that kind of stuff. See if everything's nice and secure down there. Alright. We're under Betty. We're checking control arms. Control arm bolts. Checking our drive shafts. See, we made some contact here. And had no diff drips or any problems with the diff, so that's alright. I always check my control arm bolts and my shock mount bolts to make sure I got all of those. Everything's good. Check the brake calipers. Those are known to come off. Sway bar links. Let's see the other side over here. Okay. So, looks like our skid bolts are all on. We're good shape there. Front shocks, good. I topped off her degas bottle for coolant. So that's what that little drip is there. Looks like I picked up a little grass over there. Alright. So I think we're in good shape down here. Check, let's go on this other side over here. Let's slide on over. Let me grab hold of this guy here. Nice and tight. Upper. Nice and tight. Okay. Shock mount bolts good. Sway bar bolts good. Let's see. What else can we? There's not any zerks on the metal cloak. They're sealed control arms, so kind of nice. You don't have to do anything to them. See, it looks like I might have a leaky axle housing seal there on the passenger side. Possibly the same on the drivers. I still have the stock plastic ones. Oh, I can grease my drive shaft. All right, that's what I'll do down here. I got a Zerk for my aftermarket drive shaft that I can give it a little grease to, and the U-joints there I can give it a little grease to. So I'm going to grease those up. And for greasable joints, that's about it, because I'm still stock on most everything. You know what, my Yukon U-joints have Zerks. Let's take a look at that. Let's see if they need some greasing too. All right, let me get the grease gun. One fun part about getting under here is you remember some of the last places you've been. That there, ladies and gentlemen, is not mud. That there is cow dung. It's all over underneath there. Yep, we were definitely in cattle country. My Jeeps, even though I cleaned the hell out of it, I'm still seeing cow shit everywhere. It's all over down here. Ay. Yep, nothing like hitting some meadow muffins when you're wheeling. When they say that shit gets everywhere, they're not kidding. It gets everywhere. So I cleaned pretty good though. It's not too bad under here, but there's definitely some evidence that I had some metal wafers. Alright, Betty looks good down below. Greased up what we could grease. Took a look at all of our control arms, shock mounts. Everything looks tight. And I think we're good to go here with Betty. Fluids are topped off. She wants to hit the Rubicon Trail, she says. Last time she did it stock. So this will be Betty's first attempt at the Rubicon, being in her current built condition. Alright, let me get out from underneath the Jeep. Just thought you'd get a kick out of that cow pasture pastry. Okay, all the maintenance on Betty has been performed. She's fluids are topped off. Little Betty Boop there says we're ready. We're ready to go. Ready to hit the Rubicon. Alright, I'll try to get this up for you guys so you have something, let you know what's going on. We're not going to be around for a while. Won't see no post from us. We'll definitely, probably by Sunday night, we'll be out of service. And we should be out of service, I imagine, till the following Sunday night. That's maybe Sunday, Saturday, somewhere in there. I think, actually, hopefully if things go right, by Friday late or Saturday early, we'll have signal again. That's when you should hear from us again. And I'll probably post little snippets or little Instagram stuff. And we'll have to get home to edit any real video we take of the trail. And hopefully not too much carnage. So we looking forward to it. Haven't been away for a lengthy trip in some time. And last time we were on the Rubicon with Betty, she got body damage right here under the door. Let's see here. And you can see a little bit of it still shows. Well, she had a nice, I think we were in a Big Sluice when we did that. A nice little rub. So at least now with the JCR sliders on there, shouldn't have that problem this time. Hopefully we don't run into any other unforeseen issues. Alright, looking at the shock bolts there, make sure everything looks tight. Let's see the other side here. Do the same thing. Yeah, that looks good, nice and tight. Everybody's on. All right, Betty. Are you ready, Betty? What do you say, Betty? Are you ready? Oh, yeah, you look ready. How about old crazy John? You ready, John? Ha ha ha! I was born ready. Standing up and talking back. Let's go. Let's get her on.